Hi there. Welcome to Instructor Training number 8. So, today I am going to give you one base pattern and I am going to show you a bunch of different ways to change that base pattern. Okay? Okay, so here is your base pattern. Single stomps, repeat 2, and a basic. Single stomps, repeat 2, and a basic. Okay, that is your base pattern. So many different ways that you can do that to, we'll say, spice it up a little bit, okay? So, the first one, I'm gonna start easy. Single stomps, we already did repeat 2, right? So you can repeat 2, straddle down, half an orbit to come home. Easy, two little changes, right? So we have the single stomps, repeat 2, straddle, right? That's new. Basic home, half orbit, revolve, whatever you call it, all right? So, what could be the next thing you do? You can change the repeater too. Single stomps, do any kind of repeater too. You can still straddle, and then you can still do your half orbit home. So many different variations of a repeater too. Just make sure the flow makes sense, your approach makes sense. Because if you're doing this, that's kind of awkward to go into a straddle, right? So just make sure you have a good approach into your finish or whatever, right? Okay, what could be another thing you could do? Single stomps, different little repeater too, pretend I changed it, straddle. What else could you do instead of half an orbit? You could do a box step, jazz, whatever you want to call it, to come back home, right? So there's another whole different combo. What could you do with your single stomps? You could alternate them at the same corner, repeat 2, however you want to come back. Now this is just 16 counts, right? So if you have more of the combo, here's what else you can do. Single stomps, you got a fancy little repeater 2, straddle down you want to do. So we're going to be adding on, we still have our basic, we can reverse off the front, right? And then all you have to do, you can do 8 counts here and try and get home somehow. Here's an easy way to do it. So you're off here, right? You have your 2 side lunges and then you can just do like a little corner to corner move, okay? So we'll expand, I'll pull it back a little bit because some of you might be like, well, how am I gonna get them to do the lunges if we're on the other side of the step, right? So you have your single stomps. Don't straddle your repeater 2. You can change that up. You're gonna do a basic, and then you're gonna do 2 more basics, and then you have your whatever you wanna do, corner to corner, okay? Your next would be single stomps, repeat 2. You can do a basic or you can introduce your reverse there, right? Do your 2 basics, tap, corner to corner move. Then we have single stomps, repeat 2. You're gonna reverse here. Now we're gonna add in our 2 lunges, and then we're gonna tap corner to corner. Okay? So then what you did, you would practice that, okay? Now, you don't say, okay, stop and watch. While they're doing that version, you're gonna say, I'm making the next changes, you're not. So you're gonna call it out how it would be here. So single stomps, you're gonna repeat 2, you're gonna reverse, now you're gonna do your 2 lunges, and then you have your 1 tap, okay? You would do that again, calling it out, so that they're staying on this side, and then you would just say, when you're ready, you're gonna join me. Repeat 2, straddle, reverse, 2 side lunges, right? And then you have your line tap. So that's just one way to change that beginning to make it feel a little different. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of the last 16 counts, and we're gonna go back to the first 16 counts, and I'm gonna give you another variation. So just as a refresher, we have single stomps, repeater 2, and then you have your basic, okay? So that's your base pattern, right? So what am I gonna do with the stomps? I'm gonna stomp around the world. I can repeat to straddle, and I can reverse, right? What else can I do? I can stomp around the world. I can repeat to not straddle, and I can do a half in orbit to come back home. What else can we do? So it's going to be based on the stomp around the world, repeat to straddle, okay? That could be like your next variation, but I'm going to change the repeater too. So we stomp around the world. You can still do the repeat to straddle. I'm going to fly and stomp, and then I'm going to do my reverse right there. So they would be repeat to straddle, and then we would join on the reverse. How do you teach that repeater 2, you say? So you pull it out. You do a repeater 2, repeater 2, knee, stomp, knee, stomp, fly over, stomp, fly over, stomp. If you are not comfortable with that, you are going to keep the repeat to straddle. So we have stomp around the world, repeat to straddle or fly, and then we have our reverse. Okay? So that's just another way to do it. You can switch the order. You can fly and stomp first, stomp around the world. You can do a reverse. Right? I don't think I did the other option for your basic yet. So you can go stomp around the world. You can fly and stomp. Instead of a basic, you could straddle. If you're going to do that, you need to make sure your next move flows nicely. I can do this. Right? That works. What else can you do from the straddle? Knee. Walk that knee. Right? So what was the rest of it? So it was stomp around the world, fly and stomp, straddle, knee, walk back knee, and then you can do some kind of other repeater that has an approach like that, and then you can go back on the other side. What else is there? You can split stuff up, okay? So you could go fly and stomp first. You can drag, you can reverse, and you can stomp the floor, and then you're on the other side, right? So you can split up those stomps. Yeah, you can split up the stomps, right? What else can you do? You can do the basic first, or the box, fly and stomp, and then you have your single stomps. So hop, step, or half orbit, whatever you want to do, fly and stomp. How can you change your single stomps? Drag 2 times. How else can you change your single stomps? Squat, whip, and drag over, okay? How many different combos have I done so far? Based on just that. And there's so many more other ones that I could show you, okay? But I'm gonna keep it there for now. Actually, no, I'm gonna do one more, all right? So, same base. This one is a move replacement. So the stomps are gonna be my move equivalent, move replacement, however you wanna say it. So single stomps, repeat 2, and a basic. So my single stomps is the alternate. So if your less advanced people are not comfortable with the next thing, they can stay here, but you want them to get comfortable with it first, right? So it's similar counts. Chassé turn, repeat 2, and your basic, right? Can you split up the chassé? Yes, you can. You can chassé, repeat 2, chassé, and basic. Right? You're going to be in the same spot, same counts. The only thing is, actually don't do that. Don't do that. Because if you did one stomp, you're in a different spot. Don't do that. You have to do it together. Okay? What's another one? Okay. I'm going to do another one. So the single stomps is going to be the move equivalent. Okay? So, how am I going to start it? I know what the move equivalent is, but I want to kind of give you a little combo. So what you're going to do first is basic first, then your stomps, and then your repeater 2. Basic, single stomps, repeater 2. Basic, single stomps, 2 knees home, and then your repeater for 2. Okay, so your move equivalent, single stomps or 2 knees on top. Okay, I think that's enough for now. That was a lot of combos thrown at you there. So if you like that, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you found any of that helpful in providing you some extra knowledge, or even just giving you some other ideas of how you can take those base patterns, that base pattern, and change it to make it a little harder while still keeping your less experienced steppers happy with a single stomps, repeater 2, and a basic, right? All right, that's it. I'm out. Time to work out. Have a great day. Bye.